All right, welcome everyone to Two Nerds Are Better Than One. I am Ron Deasy. This is my host,
Mr. Awesome.
and we finally got a name. Okay.
We do.
Yes. Thank you guys for those who submitted their suggestions and voted. And me and him both agreed that this is a good name for our podcast. Just to give a reintroduction, we are going to be talking about nerd stuff. We're going to nerd out and everything. We're going to talk about movies, games, comics, maybe a little bit. There's a little topic on comics, Marvel series, DCs, whatever nerds like to talk about. TV shows, stuff like that. We might present some stuff. James will probably show his little sword, most famous sword in history, gaming history. So we'll do that probably in another episode. But yeah, that's it. Just something about me. I'm a lot of things. I'm a hip hop artist first, but I do geek out and nerd out almost every day. I like my anime. I like my video games. I like my Marvel, DC. And so I wanted to share it with y'all. Mr. Awesome, tell them about you.
I don't do too much, man. I got a normal, working job, and then I also just stream on Twitch on the side a little bit. I mostly just stream fighting games. But lately, because it's been October, I've actually been streaming some Castlevania, which has been really fun. I'm really enjoying that. And that's kind of it. I have a YouTube as well, but it's basically just my old Twitch streams and stuff, so you can rewatch like the highlights of it and stuff. I didn't. You said we're going to be talking about comics. I don't really collect comics anymore. Do you still collect comics?
I don't. I read them though. I read them, and I do have a box full of my old comics. I might have the first Spider-Man issue somewhere in there.
So what do you mean you read them? You mean you have like a subscription to like a digital thing?
No, sometimes I catch them on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they do like the visual ones.
Yeah, those are cool.
So,
yeah, I've read some comics that way too.
Yeah. So occasionally, if I come across it, it's like, oh, I got the time to look at this comic.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, we'll probably barely talk about it unless there's something like very interesting, like, yo, did you catch this? So, yeah. But other than that, we started this podcast because we were big fans of this type of stuff, this genre, and we want to share it with you guys. But
plus, it's an excuse for us to actually get together and talk about this stuff.
Right, exactly.
Can't do it during the normal day, so we're like, what?
Right?
We're just gonna say, I got this podcast I gotta do, so I gotta go away and do this.
Right. So we started this podcast around when She-Hulk came out. So we discussed this in previous episodes, like our pilot episodes. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna recap it.
Okay.
So, She-Hulk. I'm gonna hand it off to you first.
Okay.
What do you think about the whole show?
The whole show in general.
First the whole show. What do you rank it as?
All right, as a whole, I'm gonna give it like a 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the reason why is because I really wasn't feeling the last episode as much as some people did. I liked how it started, and then I just didn't like how it ended. But we can get into that after. But that's pretty much my reasoning. Is that I really enjoyed like most of the episodes. I definitely took it for what it was, and I didn't feel like it was one of these action Marvel shows that a lot of them are. It was more of a comedy, and man, that show made me laugh my ass off at times. So I liked it in that aspect, but that last episode, whether they were trying to be a joke or not, I wasn't laughing. I did not enjoy it. So that's my 2 cents.
For the most part, I agree with you. The rating, I probably give it the same rating as 6.5. And we discussed it before. That last episode dropped it so many points.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for that episode, it might have been like a 7.58 to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
I like the actress. I think she did a good job of playing as Jennifer and as She-Hulk.
Yeah.
I like the cameos because this show was like full of cameos. And they hinted in that, like, whose show is this anyway?
Should have been like
Or
She-Hulk and Wong.
yeah, She-Hulk and the Marvel characters. I don't know, side characters. I don't know. It didn't. Yeah, like you said, don't go into this looking for the typical Marvel um antics. This is
Definitely
something
not.
totally
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's a different kind of show.
Yeah, and it took me a while to get that. I didn't get that until maybe like the third or fourth episode. I was like, okay, this is not like Falcon and Winter Soldier. This is not like Moon Knight. This is something totally different. This is if this Marvel wasn't behind this, it'll probably be like a better understanding.
Yeah.
But overall, I agree with you. 6.5. And I think it sets up for a lot of other things, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what's in store for She-Hulk. Supposedly, she's going to make an appearance in the next Captain America movie, I think.
It's possible because apparently the leader is going to be in that movie.
Right.
So, and that's a big Hulk character.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But can I ask you this? Because you said you read the She-Hulk comics a lot. Is she really like one of those characters that has like a main plot point? Isn't she more like a character that kind of gets put into other spots? Like, isn't this kind of like what she should have for a show? Is like just kind of like these random episodes that really, I mean, slightly have to do with each other, but really it's like its own thing every time. Wouldn't you think that'd be better than like a full story with her? Because they don't really do that a lot with her.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. She's, and if you look at it, the Marvel series are more sidekicks and supporting characters, and that's exactly who She-Hulk is. She doesn't have as many issues as the main Marvel characters. She's still like a okay character, but probably not as important to have like a main movie or the main spotlight.
Right.
And I think that's why the show is the way the show is. Wong, Abomination, Hulk himself, Daredevil.
Yeah, because she's a team up character.
That's a better way of putting it. She's a team up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's been times where she's joined the Fantastic Four. She's done that in the comics and in the cartoon. So, and then she's in like the second or first season of the Incredible Hulk cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it made that season that much better. But yeah, so to answer your question, yeah, she's more of a supporting character, team up person, and the show kind of follows that a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So now that She-Hulk is the most recent Marvel series, and let's go over all the Marvel series together and just rank them from what we think is the best and what we think is the worst.
Okay, it's tough for me to rank them. I think what would be, and we didn't really discuss this, but I think maybe what would be best is we just go from first one to the last ones, and we just kind of rank them in like each one that we give a number to. Like we'll start with WandaVision, and we'll go that way. How's that sound?
Okay.
Because I don't know if I can just rank them like number 7 to number 1. I think I'd rather just kind of go through it and give them my ratings.
Okay. Okay. So you want to go first, or I go first? Oh, we'll go through them together, right? So
yeah, we'll go through them together.
WandaVision was first, right?
Yes, WandaVision was first.
WandaVision. Okay. So started out slow, and I think it finished strong. It unlike She-Hulk, it had a strong ending. You get Scarlet Witch finally, like the Scarlet Witch. You don't get Wanda, you get Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, the full on, yeah. Costume and everything.
Yeah, full on the crown. That's what
yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
That's what everybody was waiting for. The crown sold the episode. And then it sets up into Doctor Strange. So the ranking, I give it a 7.
Oof.
A low 7.
A low 7.
A low
We
7.
are going to
Yeah.
disagree hard on this one, man. I give it a
Right.
9.
Woo!
It was a
Yes.
really, really good show from start to finish, in my opinion. I love the way that they literally took. I don't know if you maybe didn't watch these shows or like older shows, but they used old fashioned comics for
Mm-hmm.
like the or cameras for the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
So they went all ham on like I Love Lucy and things like that, right? Then in the second season, it was like family ties and things
Mm-hmm.
like that, right? And they went hard on that too. It really reminded me, of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went into like the Malcolm in the Middle stuff. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh my god, this is so Malcolm in the Middle. Like just
Right.
the way that they did it and the way that they actually you could tell the style.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that they actually just if you went in there knowing nothing, you'd be like, wow, this feels like that kind of show at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought they did that extremely well. I thought that was cool because not everyone could pull that off. You know,
Right.
you could try, but that doesn't mean you're going to do it. They did it really well, and the story was really good. Half the time, you didn't know what the hell was going on, which I love.
Exactly.
I love shows where you're like, what?
Yeah.
So
You know what?
I really love that.
You know what? I have to change my ranking.
Oh, come on, man! No, you got to stick
No,
with
no,
it.
no, hold on. I'm gonna bump it up to 7.5.
All right.
I'm gonna bump it to 7.5.
See, we never nerded out about this. This is why.
You're right. But you reminded me a lot of stuff. So like the first 2 episodes, I was like, yo, I hope the rest of the season is not gonna be this. What I will say, like what happened with Loki, WandaVision, and what was the other one? Loki, WandaVision, there's another one. I was like, this is not what I expected. WandaVision definitely wasn't what I expected. Especially from the trailer. I was like, okay, maybe you know how Marvel does, they really trick you on a lot of stuff. Loki was totally different than what I expected. So with WandaVision, the reason why I'm changing it because you just reminded me how much they did, not just about the old style shows that they did, but how they put Quicksilver in there.
Yep. The
That,
other
I was like,
Quicksilver.
yeah, I was like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. And then how they added all these other Marvel characters, like side characters, like the agent that was in Ant-Man the first time.
I was gonna say that he was one of my favorite parts too. That dude is hilarious, man.
Then they added the girl from Thor. I forget her name. She was in there.
Yeah, Cat. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was great too. And then they added Rambo's daughter. I forget who's going to be in the next.
Oh,
like,
Monica Rambeau's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had those 3 people in there, and it was great. And then you find out like, oh, Wanda is almost like the villain kind of in this, and she doesn't even know it really. And yeah, and then you get Agatha, which was kind of cool.
She was great
because you can kind of tell like, oh, yeah, there's something about this character. She's not really like.
She's got that charisma, man. Yeah, no, my wife is actually. It's one of the shows she's really excited about. Is I don't know. Well, now that it was House of Harkness, but I think they call it now what Covenant of Chaos or something. They're calling it now.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that you just reminded me like, okay, there was this other stuff in there, and then she got her 2 sons, and they had abilities at one point, and like I said, the ending it finished strong. So yeah, so you give it a 9.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the more stronger shows for sure.
And I give it 7.5.
All right. This is fun.
Now we're going to what was it? Is it Loki or Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I think it was Loki. No, I think it was Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then Loki.
Okay, so I'll let you go first. What did you think about this?
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I've seen it now, but I definitely liked it. It's definitely not the worst of them all. I don't think I would give it the worst ranking of them all. I would probably give it maybe your 7.5 or an 8. Because I definitely like some of the crazy stuff that like you were like, whoa, that just happened. Like happened in that show. Like where you see one of the coolest things that I'll ever never forget is the part where he like actually kills that dude like in
Yeah,
public around
yeah.
everybody, and he gets up, and the shield that represents everything, freedom and goodness and everything, is covered in blood, dripping.
You know
That
what
was
they said?
so sick.
They say they edited that part out.
Oh, now? Is it
They
edited
said
now?
they said it's not the same like when it first came out. They took out the blood,
What?
and there's another part
Well,
where
I
they're
still
fighting.
remember that.
Yeah, there's another part where they're fighting in the containers on the ship,
Uh huh.
and I think somebody, I think when the soldier hit somebody against the container like his head, the blood splashing, they took that out too. There's
Really?
something in that episode. Yeah, I read that they took that out.
Why they gotta
They just
edit everything, man? It's
yeah
out. Just leave it out.
yeah.
You
But go ahead,
know.
continue on.
Uh, but yeah, but I thought it was an interesting plot for sure. Definitely a different type of villain than we're used to seeing. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love the two dynamic. They're just hilarious together. There were some lulls in there. Like there was just the one probably one of the reasons that I give it a downer rating. Is because one of the episodes was like almost like nothing. It was like him at his house training, and then there was something else going on the side, and I was just like, when am I gonna see the suit? Like he gave him
Mm-hmm.
the suitcase, and then there's like a whole other episode where he's not, he just didn't wear it. He's like prepping
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So I think you could have cut that in like half, but I did enjoy it a lot, and I like that he's trying to make up for his past misdeeds. I thought that was really great. And then the plot where you actually find out that he's like literally hanging around with like one of the people that he's supposed to make amends for, but he can't seem to apologize because this guy's just such a good man and he needs looking after. I just thought that was really interesting too. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my 2 cents. It's been like I said, I'd like to go further into detail, but it's been a long time since I've seen it, so
Right.
I can't go too farther in.
I think I give it the same rating, another 7.5. Yeah, just a regular 7.5. I think the main thing was there was something about Winter Soldier. This was a different Winter Soldier that I was used to seeing from Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and Civil War.
Right.
He just seemed weaker in this video, in this series, and the way that his costume, I guess, I just wasn't sold on it. I didn't like it. I didn't. There's something about it that I just didn't like about this Winter Soldier.
Got it.
Um, and I think that was like the most of it that made me that dropped it down for me. And then I expected more from Baron Zemo. I was hoping to see him do more.
I did, the parts that he had, he was pretty badass though.
Yeah,
But yeah, they could have done more. But you're right. Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah. I love though that they gave him like the real Baron Zemo.
Yeah, yeah.
The mask and everything.
Mhm.
And I thought the way that he handled everything was really cool. He just seemed to always be on top of it. He always had a plan. If anything, contingency kind of, right?
Right.
And yeah, and dude, the Dora Milaje in there was super cool. Now I'm starting to remember everything as we're talking. That was super cool. The way that they took him out, and like that's the reason that he finally takes the formula because they kicked the crap out of him. Like
that was my favorite episode.
that was a
They
really good episode.
He really really hurt his pride. He's like, yo, they're not even super soldiers, and they kicked our ass.
And they're
Like,
women.
and they're women. Hell no. Give me this serum. So that was probably one of my favorite episodes. And maybe was that the same? No, it wasn't the same. But I think the next episode when he has the serum. Does he have the serum?
Yeah, I think it's the next episode. You don't know that he took it, but yeah,
but you can tell there's something different. And he's fighting.
Yeah.
He's chasing down people, and he's killing people in there.
And that's the one where he finally takes that guy out too. I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was another episode. It was cool because the villains or the rebels, they think they're doing a good cause, and Falcon's like, no, you're really not. Like you're almost becoming like the people you hate or the government you hate and everything like that. So that was a cool little thing. But from what I hear, remember the other black super soldier?
Yeah, so I also thought Isaiah Bradley was pretty cool. I really like how they gave him his due at the end too,
Uh huh.
like because that was supposed to be sealed away. No one was ever supposed to know about it. But I'm pretty sure at the end, he's like in the Captain America Hall and everything like that, or
Yeah,
whatever, the History Museum, and like he's right there, like big thing of him, telling his story and everything, which I thought was really cool.
he's supposed to show up in another Marvel movie.
Oh
I
yeah,
think he's showing up in, or he's showing up in other Marvel's
he's pretty
stuff.
huge for an old dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think
He's a
he's
big
showing up in the
guy.
next. I think he's showing up in the next Marvel Captain America movie too. So I saw his credits somewhere.
I mean, he's
But he's
casted
showing.
really well. I think.
Yeah.
I think he did a really good job.
All right. So 7.5 for you, 7.5 for me. Okay. Now we're going to Loki. Loki
Yeah, you go
blindsided me.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, Loki blindsided me. I'm thinking we're about to go back to Asgard, or we're about to hear some his origins. Um, that's what I thought was going to happen. Um, and it didn't. And we're in this future stuff, and it took me a while, maybe until like towards the end, maybe middle of the episode, middle of the season. I was like, okay, this is not going to be about mythology or anything like that. This is going to be um future stuff, and it took me a while. I had to
You
get
did. You
used to
did
the
kind of go to Asgard for like a second,
for
but
a
not
second,
really.
but I had to get used to. Okay, I gotta learn about this time travel. I gotta learn about these. Was it the splits in the timeline? Um, I gotta keep track about variants. Um, I gotta keep track of all this other stuff that I wouldn't expect to be connected to Loki.
Mm.
So that's the thing that threw me off with the show. Oh my gosh.
Let's take a slight break and just fix your light, and we'll keep going.
Yeah, I got the other battery charging. Um,
What's wrong
yeah,
with
you're
your
right.
lights, man?
These batteries are shot. Well, yeah, we'll take a break. We're about to in what in 5? Oh no, we still got 10 minutes on. Let's take a break. Yeah. Okay, we are back.
All right.
We're just
Wait. Do you
going.
want to? Well, since we only have 10 minutes, do you want to hang up and call back?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. 1 second here. Okay. Go ahead.
You know what? I'm just going to use my iPhone. The iPhone light is just as good, and I don't have to worry about the battery dying like the other ones are doing. I'm just gonna use an iPhone light. I need to get a ring light.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know. A lot of people have those. Okay, we're good. Everything's back on. So you were saying, I think the last thing you were talking about is you need to learn about like the Time Variance Authority, TVA.
Yeah, that group. So it took me a while to figure out to be like, okay, let go of my expectations and learn about what this show is doing. And I had a hard time transitioning with that.
You gotta watch
I,
the trailers, man. There's like little trailers and stuff that kind of give a little bit away, so you at least know what you're
even when
going
I did
into.
watch it, I still had my own expectations. And the trailers don't really help me at all.
Okay.
Or it did it with the first couple of shows. After a while, I was like, okay, let's just stop with your expectations. So, I like that. Who was it? Lady Sith. Lady Sith was in there, right?
For a second, yeah.
For a second, yeah. I wasn't too. I was confused on episode either 4, 5, or 6. Is when both Lokis were the girl and the male Loki were running in that city because like a meteor was going to hit it.
Oh, that was such a good episode.
That was cool because they're trying to get on the ship and they're like dodging people at the same time. And there's this one part where this building was falling, and Loki like reversed it.
Yeah.
And there was like conspiracy saying like, oh, he has one of the time stones or something like that. But nothing ever came out about that. I don't think it did.
No, I think he was just using his power to do it.
Yeah, and I was like, oh wow, what was that? And they never explained it. I was like, oh, you never saw that power again. I did enjoy when he met the other Lokis. That was cool.
That was really
You get
great.
the Loki, like the older Loki. You get the Loki in his like original comic clothes. That was pretty cool. Like the last 2, 3 episodes is what. Okay, this is good. I'm sold on this. But I might have to give this a lower score, just a tad bit. I'm gonna give it like a 7.
Yeah.
Almost like maybe a 6.7.
All right.
I'm gonna say.
We're gonna be so off again.
Yeah. I'm hard. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Go ahead.
I give it 9.5, man.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought it was so good. So like the casting was really great. Owen Wilson was awesome as that other
I didn't
cop.
like it. I didn't like Owen Wilson.
No?
That's probably what threw me off. Yeah. I can't take him seriously.
I really enjoyed him. Well, he's a goofy
like
guy. Like that's how he is. Like he was perfect for it, I thought. The way that he handles everything and stuff, I thought it was really good. Again, it's this whole thing where I love the fact that you have no idea what's going on for a couple of episodes, and then you finally like see like, oh wow, that's crazy. So that's why they need him. He's going after another Loki, like, which is I think was so cool. And then you find out that it's it's a girl, and she's got this huge trap, and she sets all these different what do they call them? Like I don't know what they're called. I know it's a time variance of some sort, right? To break in the timeline, but I can't remember what they call them anymore.
Yeah.
I want to say convergence, but I think that's wrong. But she sets a trap, and all these things happen at the same time, just in time to get her in the, away. And then that's when he follows her, and that's the same episode that I think where they get trapped in that place. Because he follows her, and then she's about to get in there, and he stops her, and they teleport into that planet that's doomed. And then when they like kind of fall in love with each other, that's when they cause this crazy timeline thing to happen, and that's how they get found, which I thought was really great. I just think that the pacing of it and everything, the way the episodes flowed, I didn't feel like there were any lulls in that show at all. At the whole time I was riveted in that show. The whole time. The Lokis were great. All the crocodile crocodile Loki. Oh my god, it's so funny. Like, I love the whole plot. And when they finally get to the end, and you find out that it's a variant of Kang the Conqueror, right? That's so cool too. And you don't know what she's gonna do, but she ends up killing him instead of just taking the high road. I liked it all. And then when he comes back, he thinks everything's fine. Like, he can still save her or whatever. And they see that it's, the Kang, the Conqueror, totally different than the He Who Remains, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and he warned him. He was like, if you think I'm bad, wait till you see my variant. And there's a big old statue dedicated right to him. like right as he gets in there. So I loved it from beginning to end. I thought it was really great. I yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I felt like Loki in the movie because this is a whole new ball game. You gotta learn all these terms. Oh, you talk about that Infinity Stone? Oh, I got a whole bunch in my drawer.
Yeah,
I'm
they don't
like,
do
and
nothing.
like
Some
what?
people use them as paperweights.
Right. I'm like, what's going on? Then you like trap people, and then they got these shockers, and then I'm like, yo, this is. It was. I felt overwhelmed. I think ultimately I felt overwhelmed with that show, and it didn't help that. Well, but it also kind of eased me into watching Doctor Strange because it kind of tied into that. So, but yeah, you give it a 9.
9.5.
Holy moly! And I give it 6.7. All right,
All right.
moving on. What was after Loki? Hawkeye.
Okay.
Hawkeye. Go
All right.
ahead.
10.
Woo!
I've loved Hawkeye, dude, from beginning to
Okay.
end. That show was so fun, and that girl, what's Haley
Kate?
Steinfeld?
Oh,
She's so good. She's
Kate,
so
right?
funny.
That's Kate Bishop.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
dude, she was perfect. Like the whole, I really enjoyed it a lot. The way that it flowed, again, the fact that she was dedicated to him from the beginning. And then she finally sees him, and when she sees him, it's just like nerding out, right? She's just
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god!" It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Plot was great. Characters were super cool, and then at the end, you get to see Kingpin, and you knew as soon as you saw Kingpin, it was like a week after Hawkeye ended that Spider-Man: No Way Home came out, and who do you see? Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
Which I knew was coming. As soon as I saw Kingpin, I'm like, all right, he's got to be in No Way Home, and he sure as hell was.
Yeah.
So I was very happy. I liked that he put on the Ronin suit again. I was feeling that whole thing again. Well, the only thing I didn't like in that was the musical.
Yeah.
But I skip it all the time, so it doesn't even bother me. So I still give it a 10.
You skip it all the time.
I do. I skip it. I skip that one
Yeah.
part. I even skip the beginning sometimes because I just don't need to see it anymore. I was like, all right, I know that she saw the Avengers fighting and stuff like that, which is really cool. I love that part. But I'm just going to skip to the part right after the musical and then go from there. That's what I always do when I watch Hawkeye. So.
Yeah. I give it an 8.5. 8.5. Yeah.
Okay.
This is probably my favorite Marvel series.
It's
Hawkeye,
your favorite. Okay.
It's probably my favorite one. Hawkeye has always been one of my favorite Marvel characters. Ever since the arcade one, you know, could you be? Are you able to play Am I thinking about a different Marvel game? I can't remember which Marvel game it is. It's an old school Marvel game where you could be Hawkeye.
And was it any of the Ultimate Alliances or?
No. It's older.
Older. There is an Avengers arcade game.
I think it's Avengers. Yeah, it's not. Okay, I'm getting mixed up. What I was thinking about right now was an X-Men game, but it's not an X-Men game. It's an Avengers game where there's Hawkeye, there's Iron Man, and there's like 2 other people you could be.
I think Vision's in that one.
Vision, and there's somebody else. I forget.
It's got to be Captain America.
There you go. Yeah.
Probably.
So I always liked playing Hawkeye, and I always liked him. There's something about, I think I have a thing for bow and arrows because I like Robin Hood too. Yeah.
Me too.
So I
Men in
always
tights all the way, baby.
Men in tights. Tights. I always liked Hawkeye. I thought he was badass in Avengers. I thought he carried his own weight. I always want him to have at least something.
Hey man, he's the one that got Wanda to actually get off her ass and do something. You know, she could have just sat there and been like defeated, but he got her up.
Yeah,
motivated her enough to become a real Avenger.
He was like, "Yeah,
Hawkeye did that."
He's like, "The city is flowing. There's robots outside, and I'm out here with a bow and arrow. Okay." Yeah. He's like, "Get your ass up, okay?"
The city's flying.
Yeah. He's like, "You're a witch," or he didn't say a witch, but you're enhanced. I have a bow and arrow. Come on now,
Yeah.
get your shit together.
Handle it.
But yeah, I like you said, the flow of the series was probably the best one, I think. You got Kate Bishop who adores Hawkeye. I think the first episode was a flashback when she saw him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how it
Fighting,
begins.
fighting
Yeah.
on the building. You get to see him put the Ronin suit on. You can see a flashback of when he killed Echo's dad.
Yep.
So that was cool. You find out that Kate Bishop's mom is kind of tied into the Kingpin.
Yep.
You see Hawkeye's family. He's like, yo, and what's cool is that the family understands. The wife is like, you gotta do some Hawkeye stuff. All right, babe, you stay safe, okay? I'll take care of the kids. I like that. You know, he's dealing with real life stuff. He has a hearing problem, and he used that to his advantage. He's like, you know, I want to hear you, Kate. Like, I'm gonna take this out. Hawk my ear off as much as you want, because I can't hear you.
Can't hear nothing.
The only thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, that's actually rubbing me the wrong way with a lot of Marvel shows now, is that they're all being idolized and they're just like out in public right now, and everybody sees them like, oh, and I guess that started with Thor Ragnarok, because they realized Thor, oh, sorry that you and Jane broke up. He's like,
and he took the selfie with him.
Yeah, and then it happened with Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
Where Hulk is just out there. Hey, you want a picture with me? Who are you?
Yeah,
I'm
stupid
Ant-Man.
dab. It annoyed me so much.
So then in this one, she's like, yeah, you know why you're not very popular? Because your costume. You need a costume. You know, that's how you'll get more like recognition. And I didn't like his costume at the end. I didn't like it.
I mean, they just look regular costumes to me. I didn't even think
like
her
it.
costume changed that much. I thought it was like
Hers is fine. I didn't like his.
Okay.
So I liked his other costumes in other movies, but the one he had in this one, I didn't like it that much.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a lot like the Matt Fraction run.
Yeah,
I guess because that's kind of what this one was based on.
I liked how what's her name? Yolana? Was it Yelena? Who's Black Widow's sister?
Yeah, Yelena Belova.
Yeah, I like how she came in.
Yeah.
I like how that happened. What else happened?
And you get to see how the blip happened too, like how she experienced the blip, which is really cool.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh?
Yeah, that was really neat. I really enjoyed that. Like I said, I just feel like there was no real lull. I was interested in everything they were throwing at me, except for the musical, but I skipped that.
Yeah, that was a stretch. And then like you said, at the end you see the Kingpin, and you're like, oh, cool. If they have the same guy playing as Kingpin, we can only hope for Daredevil, Matt Murdock.
I knew it was coming, man. And then everyone in the theater lost their shit too. It was so great. Like everyone was screaming when you saw it. It was so crazy.
Right.
I love those moments in the theater, man.
So yeah, there's some other stuff in there too that I liked. That I can't remember. I thought it was kind of funny how there was that play fighting crew that he went to get like the Ronin suit back, and they're like, yeah, you have to play fight with me. Come on, this is how we do it.
Oh, the LARPing? Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
oh, dude! Yeah. Oh my god, I keep forgetting about the tracksuit mafia. They're so funny. Oh my.
Oh, the tracksuit mafia. Them.
All the bros. Oh my god, it was so funny. Especially the end where the guy's talking to her at the very end, and he's like, "I just want to tell you, thanks for helping me with my girlfriend." She's like, "Oh, word." He's like, "It worked, bro." It's.
So yeah, like I said,
she beats his ass.
That's probably my favorite Marvel series. So would I give it an 8.5?
I think so.
I think I give it 8.5.
Yeah. That's my favorite too. I don't think there's anything that's beat that yet.
Wait, what'd you give it?
9.5. Or no, sorry, 10. I give that a 10.
Oh, you gave it 10 because I know you said you gave Loki a 9.5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And WandaVision a 9.
So we're going off to after. Is it Moon Knight? Moon Knight. Yeah. Moon Knight was next, and then Miss Marvel, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. Okay.
Go ahead.
Moon Knight, I probably would go with like your 7.5 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
7.5. I don't think I can go any
Mm-hmm.
higher than that. Because there were some parts that just were really boring, you know. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's this part where they're trying to establish like the old romance that they have, to kind of get you feel for it when they're on like some boat going to the other country. And I was really bored during that part. It was just like,
Mm.
why is this even in here? I mean, I already know she was his wife. Obviously, I know that he loved her. I don't need to
Yeah.
hear this crap. Let's just go there and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but and there was some other like that voice. I get why they did the voice, but it took them so long to explain it that
Mm-hmm.
it ruins it a little bit for people. I didn't like that they did that, but I get why they did that.
Mm-hmm.
But it really started out super strong. I really
It
enjoyed it.
did.
Yeah, and then there
That
were just
car
some parts
chase.
that yeah, exactly. The whole thing was great, and then the finish with the shroud and everything, and beating the crap out of that Sphinx in the bathroom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The way that they put the costume on him, like when he transforms, looks so good. I
Mm-hmm.
thought it looked so cool. I love that part. And again, it's been a while since I've seen all these, so it's tough to remember everything. That's why I like when we're both talking about it, because then you start talking about things, and I'm like, oh, I remember something else. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um, what was another moment? The end fight wasn't that great, so that's another
Yeah.
reason why I
A lot of
have
people didn't
to.
like that.
Yeah, yeah. But again, as a whole, I liked most of it, but there were some that weren't as good, and I felt like some of it just kind of dragged on just to drag. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I really enjoyed the boat part. Actually, I thought that was pretty cool. The fact that they were going from mythology and stuff, and like the heart isn't right. You have to fix whatever problems you have before it
Right.
does whatever.
Right.
And then yeah, so I really enjoyed that too.
Yeah. You gave it a what, a 7.5?
Yeah, I'd say 7 or 7.5 is probably what I have to
Okay.
give it.
I'm giving it a 7. Um I knew Moon Knight just
Actually,
from the
no, I
game.
think I said 6.57. I think that's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
That seems about right for me for that one.
Okay. So I knew Moon Knight from the video games, and I didn't know anything much about him. I know he looked cool. I knew he jumped from buildings. Um and that's all I knew. So going into this, I had an open mind. I was like willing to accept anything.
So
And
you
I
didn't know
like
about the multiple personalities either?
no,
Oh
not at
wow,
all.
what a way to go in. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um and I also liked Isaac. I think that's his name, the actor's name.
It's
Cuz
fantastic. Oscar Isaac.
yeah, I like his work. I didn't realize that was Apocalypse from
Me neither for a long time, yeah.
yeah, I know that was Apocalypse. He looked like he had more weight in that movie.
Oh
But
yeah.
you know, makeup could do that.
Yeah.
And I like him as Poe in the Star Wars.
Yep.
So the first episode was great. You know, him blacking out, waking back up, and he has a gun, and he's like, "Whoa, what the hell?"
Yeah, I watched that
Him,
episode over and
him
over when it first came
blacking
out.
out in the middle of a car chase. That's crazy. You know, that has to be scary. Um, and then he goes to this town and almost like a cult and everything. Um, the episode that you're talking about with the boat, that was probably my least favorite episode. Like I
Okay.
told you, like you said that episode was very important. And I fell asleep on that episode. Like, and you're like, no, go back and watch it because you're missing a big part.
Yeah.
And I went back. I was like, I was like, okay, I gotta stop watching this at night because I keep falling asleep on it.
Yeah.
Let me watch this like in the middle of the day. And I finally did. I was like, oh, okay, that explains a lot. And it was actually kind of
Yeah, because we
interesting.
talked about this before, and you're like, man, I really hated him. I hated that voice. And I was like, wait, but you find out, like, why he does it that way. You're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh my God. I was like, did you see the episode with the boat? It's like, I fell asleep.
Yeah, I think it was like there's 2 episodes. The one where he finally goes into that mental asylum. That whole part, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. That's when he gets shot, right? He like dies.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
he
the
ends
crazy
up
part
in the
about that mental part, too, is when he awakes again, if you watch it again, I'm pretty sure that's the third personality that's talking. And some people, and including me, don't really realize it. But the way that he talks is not like the first or second personality. He's talking like
Mm-hmm.
a stone cold killer to this person.
Yeah,
And
because you
yeah,
find out he has a third personality in what, in episode 4?
uh, yeah, there's
Which
something locked away on that boat. Yeah, so you think that there's a third
no, even
personality.
before I think it was it the boat, because I remember they were talking to each other. It's like, did you do that? He's like, no, that wasn't me either. You're like, oh shit, there's a third one?
Oh
I
yeah, I
think it
guess
was like,
that's where they first hint at it. Yeah.
yeah, but okay, yeah. So I had to watch that back, and then I watched like the ending, the very ending of the last episode, and you're like, oh, there's a third the personality. Okay, I didn't also like the I forget what that god name is. Who's the god that gave him the suit?
Oh, Kanju?
Yeah, I didn't like him.
Really?
I didn't like him at all. I
Oh
like
man, I liked him a
he
lot.
doesn't seem like a god. Like he seems like a dick. Like
He is.
maybe.
Yeah, well, he does things for his own means.
Yeah.
That's what the
Very
only that
selfish.
pretty much
Yeah.
anything he does is to really benefit himself.
Right.
So that's the type of god he is.
I thought for a moment they were going to kill. He was going to kill him somehow, or that god was going to die somehow.
Mm.
Like I thought like Moon Knight was going to fight him. You know what? No, I don't need you, and like kill him. Like pull like a Spawn or something like that. And then I forget how the wife got the suit. What happened? I forgot. Can you explain to me again? I thought that was pretty cool. How did she get the suit? Conju gave that to her too?
Yeah, it's the person from the boat, the girl from the boat, the
hippo?
The hippo lady with the ears. Her ears were funny.
Yeah.
I actually really liked her. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
It's like hello, and her little ears like.
Yeah.
But yeah, she needs her power, and she doesn't want to use Khonshu's power because she knows what of a dick he is,
Yeah.
right? And she seeks out the other girl instead because I think she kind of made her an offer already.
Mm-hmm.
And she just refuses it straight up, and then she basically just accepts her offer, and she becomes I think it's from a comics maybe called Red Scarab or something like that.
I forget.
But yeah, that's how she gets her power.
Okay.
She becomes her. What do they call them? Avatars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So that's how it happens.
So you give it a 6.5, you said?
6.57.
Okay, and I give it a 7. Okay. Now we go to Miss Marvel.
Okay.
I'll start it off.
Yeah, because I know you hated this one.
I give it a 4. I give it a 4. Like I did not like this. I struggled to get through this whole series.
Okay.
Now, I knew Miss Marvel from video games again, and maybe some comics, and they changed like her abilities. Now her abilities came from because she was supposed to be like
I think she's an Inhuman.
Yeah, like an Inhuman. Yeah, she's an Inhuman.
Mm-hmm.
But now they made her to where she get her powers from these gauntlets, and that threw me off. 1, 2, I thought the character was annoying. I like how they kind of put some comic like style in there, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Everybody else was interesting except her.
Mm.
She was my least favorite character in that series. I like the dad. I like the mom better. I like the uncle. I like the ancestor. I liked everybody better, but
The
her.
dad I really really liked.
Yeah,
He was so nice.
Didn't he dress up like Hulk? Like
yeah, and she ruined it. Fucking teenagers.
I liked everybody better but her. Kamal, I didn't like it. I don't remember a good part in there where I was like, that was cool. I didn't. The coolest part when she got her costume. Other than that, I didn't like it. I thought the ancestor when she was going back in time and she somehow sacrificed herself. I was like, that was weak. I didn't like that at all. I just didn't like it.
Okay.
That's all I can say. I just didn't like it. It was. I thought it was poorly executed. Go ahead, take it away. That's all I'm gonna say. I just didn't.
I would probably say it's my lowest rated show as well. I'd probably give it a 5.5 or a 6. I liked it more than a 4, though, because I really enjoyed. Well, in the beginning, it was like a really fun show. You know, like it almost reminded me of the first Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that had that.
It definitely had that vibe. Like the fact that it just starts with I can't remember what the singer's name is. The Weekend, I think maybe is his name.
Oh yeah.
The Blinded by the Light or whatever that song
Hmm.
is. But I like I would start with that with the YouTube videos and stuff like that. And she's
That
got
was
like almost
yeah.
no
That was
subscribers and
cool.
stuff. I
Yeah.
thought that was hilarious. My favorite part is probably in that same episode where she's like ready to take the driving test and then she goes
Hmm.
backwards and busts the car. I thought
Oh
that was
yeah.
hilarious. She's like, we could do this. She's like,
Yeah.
fail. All
Yeah.
right. So that I just was having fun with the youth of it, I guess.
Hmm.
You know, the high school problems and stuff like that. The powers, I I never really checked out the comics too much, so it didn't bother me as much as she got it from the Bangles.
Hmm.
But you're right, she was supposed to be an Inhuman in the comics, and this one she's actually pretty much a mutant, they say, and the Bangles kind of bring out the mutant powers in her, slowly
Hmm.
but surely. So that's what that's about
Yeah.
apparently. Because even the in one of the episodes, and this is one of the cooler parts too, he tells her that it's a mutation, and right when he says mutation, you hear the old X-Men little theme like
Yeah. They put that in there. Hmm.
which I thought was really cool too. So it had some fun, cool parts for sure. Yeah, the reason why I'm going lower though is because yeah, you're right. Its pacing wasn't quite as good.
Hmm.
The way that it jumped from scene to scene was almost too quick. I
Yeah.
think like all of a sudden they're like, you got to go here and do there, and then you got to go
Yeah.
here and do there, and there's no like leading up to it or anything before that. Um,
Oh, let me cut in. My favorite part of the whole series was the not the musical, but the dancing, the singing part.
oh, that was cool.
That
Yeah,
was cool. Yeah, because only because I like that culture. And they do like some. They're very entertaining when they
and I
do their
think the
dances.
showrunner of the show was in there too. She was actually in one of the characters in the background there at the
Oh,
one of the
really? Okay.
tables. Yeah, either the creator of the comic or the
Hmm.
showrunner. I can't remember which, but one of them was definitely there because I know exactly what she
Okay.
looks like. So that
All
was kind of
right.
cool that she was in the background at the wedding and stuff like that. I like the brother too. He was cool. Like I said, it just
The
wasn't
brother
my
or the
favorite
uncle?
series.
Wait. Oh yeah, the older brother. That
Yeah,
wasn't her uncle. That was the older brother. Okay.
yeah, the one where
Yeah. Yeah.
like he's asking, he wants all the money.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, the main villains I don't think were that great. You know,
Yeah.
um, that's the thing.
Forgettable. They're very forgettable.
Yeah, so I more enjoyed the fun parts of it than
Yeah.
the hero parts of it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and I really enjoyed that X-Men theme in there as
Yeah.
well.
All right, and then we already talked about She-Hulk. We both give it what 7.5.
I'd say around there. Yeah, because that
So
one just really brought it down.
I guess we're both in agreement that Hawkeye is the best one.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've
All
watched
right.
Hawkeye so many times
Yeah.
since I just really enjoy it. I was actually just watching it today.
Oh right, really?
Yeah, well, I was like going to sleep, and I can listen to it. I've seen it so many times.
Okay. So now we can talk about Andor.
Ooh, did you watch today's?
So we saw yesterday. You mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yesterday's.
So yesterday, and so we missed today. Wait. So last week was the announcement, and then this one was the episode was called I forget,
I don't remember
but
either. It might not even have said the name of the episode.
it did. I just forget what it was.
Oh, okay.
So last episode, the announcement. That's when did we talk about it already? No, we didn't talk about it. But we're kind of seeing the repercussions of um the heist.
Okay.
So Andor goes back and he's like he got his credits or his portion and he's trying to get like his foster mom out of there and she's like, "No. I'm not leaving. Um there's a bigger cause, this and that." And
Yeah.
he's like, "Yo, this is what I work for. How come you won't leave with me?" And then she's like, she mentions the rebellion. And is that the first time we actually hear them say the rebellion?
With
Or
her anyway. Yeah.
with her, yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, you just think she's ready to kind of go. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she's just kind of living her life until it's over, and then she hears about what happened. She's like, "This is the spark." You know,
Yeah.
they're finally fighting back. I don't want to go now. I want to help. You know,
Yep. And
so
then we go to, I think the favorite part of the episode is when they go to, are they going back to Coruscant? And they're at like that rich people
yeah, I don't know if it's
get
Coruscant
together.
or not, but yeah, they go back to that, and it's the party where
Yeah.
she's pretending to be all. I just love the spy part of it. You know,
Yes.
the duality these characters. You know, that
Yeah.
they're just pretending to be two people. I really enjoy it, and
Yeah.
the
Almost
fact that
every
she,
character, main character, has like a two, like there is like a
yeah,
spy or something like that.
which is
So we
really
go to
cool.
that party, and she's talking to her old colleague or whatever, and she's like, "Yeah, you don't know what I got going on here, you know." And they're having that dialogue, and she's
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, keep a smile on your face, okay? Don't be
yeah, yep,
suspicious."
yep.
Okay?
Smile and nod, smile. And
But
nod.
yeah, that whole dialogue part was great. And and then you find out he's kind of like has something going on too. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a different man now," and she's like, "Well, I'm different too." Like, so let's talk about it. Let's see what we're both doing. And that was just a great part right there. And then we go to like the Empire's having their meeting, and they're like, "Yo, this heist just happened. Uh, this is what happened. We need to find out what's going on." And maybe you can explain more of like what that whole discussion was like and what happened in there. But yeah, to
I
talk
mean,
about that.
there's the arrogance again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, can't believe this happened, and what do? We don't try to investigate or anything like that. We're just gonna tighten our fists, right? I mean, you remember what was it in one of the first? Yeah, I think it was Star Wars. Leia says, "The more you tighten your grip, the more star systems will slip through your fingers." You know, that's like
Mm.
exactly what is going to happen. They're
Mm-hmm.
punishing people harder. They're because in the very end, right, you find out that all these tolls that you have to pay or fines or prison sentences have been like doubled or tripled, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all in reaction to this heist that happened, you know? So they're coming down harder on all these systems and they're oppressing everybody, which is the stupidest thing you can do, but
Mm-hmm.
that's what they're going to do because they're arrogant and they think that they can't be touched. They're just going to try to punish people for whatever happened, and that's basically what they're talking about.
Yeah.
At the meeting, how we're gonna punish people and stuff, and that's just gonna create more of a rebellion, which they don't even see coming. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically what they're talking about at the meeting, and then they also talk to the girl again, which I can't remember her name right now, but she finally wins that argument, right? Because he brings it
Yeah.
up again, and then she shows him up by saying like apparently he just doesn't care about his own system, so why
Yeah.
give it to me? I'll take care of it. And the guy finally more sides with her than with him. Like the first time when he sides with him more
Mm-hmm.
than her because she didn't have enough evidence. But now this
Evidence.
huge thing has happened, which she was kind of worried about, right? Happens. So he says, "Yeah, take it."
And he says, "Watch your back."
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know, man. That girl
nobody's
looks
safe in
cold,
this
man.
show.
That girl looks way colder than him. She tried to
Yeah.
kill him.
Nobody's safe in this show.
Yeah.
Watch your
Yeah,
back
honestly,
everywhere.
that's true. I don't feel that anyone is safe in this show except for Cassian, because
Yeah.
that he's in Rogue One. But other than
Yeah.
that, yeah, you have no idea what's
Yeah.
going to happen.
And so the next episode, or at the end of that episode,
Yeah,
he's a tourist, and he gets caught up
yeah.
just for the hell of it.
Seems like he's in like Hawaii,
Yeah. And
just
then,
living it up.
We finally get to see KS. Is it KS-20?
K2SO, yeah.
K2?
I think
SO?
K2SO, yeah.
Okay.
Or KS2O. I think it's
it's
K2SO.
So we see two of them. And I'm not sure if that's the one that he reprograms because the voice is different.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Yeah. So, but it captures him. Well, what they call? Did they call him that type of trooper, a sand trooper? He says, "Yeah, you look suspicious." And he's like, "No, I'm not. I'm a tourist." He's like, "Yeah, but you're running." He's like, "I'm not running. Like, I'm literally just." He's like, "But you're looking around." And And he's
You're
like, Cassie's
sweating.
like,
It's hot.
yeah, Cassie's like, for the first time, I'm not really doing anything, and I get caught.
Yeah.
And he gets put on trial, and she goes, yeah. Before it would have been only like 6 weeks, but now it's 6 years, and
Yep.
you're just like, damn.
Yep.
He's like, I was literally not doing anything, and he just gets thrown into like prison.
And the reason it's 6 years is because of the heist that he just did.
Yeah. So again, that whole episode was like the repercussions of the heist, and actually like almost it worked for him, but at the end it backfired on him.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a domino effect, and so that episode ties into the end of that episode, runs into the beginning of the next episode where he's in prison.
Yep.
And you see how the prison life is right here, and I'm not too sure what they're working on and what they're building.
Yeah, I don't know either. One thing I like to say too is, and to answer your question right at, that's what I like about this show too. Like a lot of times when you have questions, you kind of get the answers pretty fast. Like, why would this happen? And then they pretty much give you the answer. Like when he goes in, when he shows up, right? There's like 5 or 6 guys, right, and only 4 guards and no weapons. I'm like, why don't they just beat their ass right now and get out of there? And they say,
right.
well, why are... So you're probably wondering why we're just sitting in front of you with no weapons. And then they show them with the...
Yo, that was like, that was
It's immediately
tight.
what I was thinking too. I was like, why doesn't he just jump this dude like right now? And then immediately you see that part. I was like, oh, okay. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate that.
That has to be so horrible. Worse than like a taser.
Yeah, dude.
Because that thing happens.
And that was on 1.
So well.
So that was...
Yeah, he's like, that was level 1 of like 4. I'm like, damn. The 4th level must kill you or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. I sure would be. I should have wouldn't test them at all.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we get the present life. You get the one like the head honcho of like the group. And he's like, yeah, I'm out here in like less than a year. So, how many days? He has like 100.
It's like 245 days or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
He's like, I'm less than a year. I ain't messing up. Follow orders. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And yeah. So they're showing Cassie how to work on things. This object. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he got it down packed. And
which you knew he would, because he's smart and he's good with electronics and stuff and machines and stuff. My wife, even she was right next to him, she's like, he's gonna be so good at this.
Yeah.
He wants that. He goes into the prison. They show him like what he gets. He's got his toilet. He's got his tray. He's got his food. He's like, if you do really good, you get flavor with your food.
Right.
And my wife's like, he's gonna want that flavor.
Yeah. And then the head honcho is like, yeah, I hope you don't sleepwalk. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, you'll find out.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you find out.
Yeah, you do, man. This dude, one of the nights, I think it was like 30 nights in or something, right? 30 shifts in. The guy just like offs himself. He literally just jumps out. And
and then everybody's like, oh man, what? We gotta smell him all night now.
Yeah.
I'm like, God dang it. Everybody's like, it's all nonchalant about it. I was like, God dang it. No remorse or anything.
I was like, you could step on him and get out of there.
And then we get to the one guy that was part of that corporation that now works for the Empire, I think, at at a cubicle.
Yeah.
And so that girl questions him. She's like, yo, why'd you put so many like requests in? And she just like starts interviewing him or interrogating him. And he's like, yeah, because something needs to happen. Like, I lost. This guy is a crook, and we got to find him. And that scene was pretty cool too. I actually like that scene.
Okay.
Like there's not like a dull moment in the show. Like,
yeah.
Everything's very intense. So you want to talk about like the interrogation / interview?
I mean, well, I thought it was kind of interesting just about the part where she says, is there anything you want to add to the report that wasn't already there or missing, right? He's like, well, I never saw the report. Yeah. It's like, but you signed it. It's like, well, they forced me to sign it. And the fact that you find this out now, you know, after all the things that have been going on, like, because you never got to see that part, like, where they told him what was going to happen, you're going to sign this, all that. That wasn't even in there. So, which is fine. You know, I thought it was kind of cool that they showed it later, to be honest, in the interrogation room. But, yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then, I mean, basically, she still kind of just waves it off as nothing. The only thing she does is kind of clear his name a little bit, like that he's been a service to the Empire, but that's like not good enough. This guy is just like chasing his dream to bring Andor in. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's still going to be a big part at some point. There's a reason that they keep showing this guy. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know exactly what he's going to do, but he's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So, but she just, yeah, after that, she goes, but at least she brings him the report.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, she doesn't just wave him off immediately. She lets him see the entire report, and then he adds a little on, but not really anything useful. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just tries to defend himself, and that's it. And then that's pretty much the end of the interview. And then she says, "Stop it," or "I'm not going to be the one coming to talk to you," which means
Right.
it's going to be someone who probably going to put you in prison or kill you. So that's the vibe I got.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. That was what is that episode 7 or 8?
I
7.
think it's 8.
How many episodes does Andor have?
I think 9.
Really?
Oh no! Sorry, no, 12.
Yeah, I know
12
it's in the double
episodes.
digits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
My fault.
So yeah, then we go back to so they do I think it was I can't remember if it was this episode. So they do call her Mon Martha.
Yeah.
Mon Martha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you find
So
out her
that's
name.
confirmation.
Yeah.
And then Leia was in here, right?
I didn't see Leia. Did you see Leia?
The girl that was in the guy's museum thing.
I don't think that's Leia.
Okay, I could have sworn they said that was he said, "Oh, what are you doing, Leia?" And she's like fiddling with something, right?
Oh, really?
Oh,
man,
the
I don't know.
The Morse code or something like that, the signal.
Huh. Well, now I got to look into that.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Because she does kind of look like her, but
Yeah.
I didn't think that was her. I didn't think she was that cold. Because that's the same girl that showed up in the other episode before that, where you see, you know, Val all glammed up, like in Coruscant, if we want to call it that, because we're not sure exactly where they are, but they're in like the place where the Senate and everything is, and she's like telling him to put a hit on, you know, Andor, but they can't find him because now he's going to be in prison.
Right.
But she's the one that comes and talks to her and tells her that you got to kill Clem or Cassian Andor.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think that was Leia.
Let's see.
But maybe it is.
Oh, it's Clea.
Clea. Okay, that makes more sense. But yeah, she does kind of look like her though.
Yeah, there's speculation that they're saying is that is that really Leia and that's just her code name.
Oh, there's speculation. Yeah, it's possible. Because she does kind of look like her. So I don't know for sure. But yeah, that's another part that happens in one of the episodes too that we kind of missed too. They get together. They're both like actual. Even though these people, one of them looks like a grunt. You know, when she was like down on the ground, right, and hanging out with all these troops, right, trying to get the heist going, and then you find out that she's actually like a prominent person. You know, in Coruscant or wherever it is. I thought that was pretty cool too. Again, another duality, right? Which I didn't even see coming. I didn't think that Val was upper class.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really cool too. So.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, and in the newest episode too, you find out that Val and her friend, what was her name?
I forget. It's something simple. I forget.
Yeah, Cinta or something like that, or Cintra maybe. But yeah, they're both on Ferrix, keeping an eye on Andor's place, hoping that he shows up so they can kill him.
I miss that. I miss that dialogue.
Oh really? Yeah, it's her and the girl. Yeah,
I missed it.
Both of them, and they're both there. And then she leaves to look for him elsewhere, and the other girl stays. And the last part you see is just like her like keeping an eye on that house of his mom's house, waiting for him to show up.
Yeah. So overall, Andor is not disappointing.
No, Andor is great, and there's so many parts. That's the problem. You can't, unless you remember everything, like write them down on notes. You might forget parts that happen because there's so much going on in that show.
Yeah, it's like a real life. You know how people always say like the books are better than movies.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a book right here. It's giving a lot of details, in depth, a lot of things, character development. is really good.
That's why I think this Disney Plus thing is so cool, because you have as many episodes as you want to tell your story.
However, they're saying that this is not getting good, not ratings, but viewership.
That's crazy to me.
This is like the lowest views of the Star Wars shows, in part because it doesn't have no like known characters.
Maybe.
So, because everybody else, you had Boba Fett, you had Mandalorian, which was he wasn't a known character, but he made a great impact. Like he was, well, maybe because he was a Mandalorian, and that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Obi-Wan. Those are only shows, huh?
Obi-Wan might have rubbed people the wrong way too.
Yeah, then like I heard they didn't get good feedback, but yeah, Andor is not disappointing, and I think they already said there's like a season 2 already.
Yeah, no, that's already confirmed. Yeah,
okay.
I don't know why it's not getting good viewership. Maybe people just don't know good shows anymore. I don't know, man. It's like back in the American Idol days, right? All these great shows got canceled because people want to watch more fucking reality TV.
Right. So,
well, this crap gets more views than good writing. So,
yeah.
Sorry.
All right, so enough for Andor. So that's it for the series, Disney Plus mainly. But we're not doing Marvel. So, did you see the Ant-Man trailer?
Yes, I need to watch it again though, because I just vaguely watched. I just watched it once, but
okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, you go. I'm sure you watched it way more than once.
So. Yeah, I watched it. Did I watch it twice? No, I watched it once. I'll probably have to watch it again. So, Scott is enjoying his. He's reflecting. It starts off like he's reflecting on his life. He's like, yeah, I was a criminal, and now I'm a known hero.
Yeah, his fame.
His fame. Some people are still getting mixed up with.
Back to what you're saying, though, right? You got all these heroes now just out on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm not liking, because it's like, what about the villains? Like the villains, that's the main reason why you had like a mask on or identity, a different identity, so the villains won't come after you in public or after your family. And now these people are just walking around like, oh yeah, I'm a hero, thank you. So, anyways, they go back to where Hank, his wife, I forget the wife's name, Hope, Scott's daughter, and Scott,
Cassie,
and
I think.
Cassie, yeah, maybe that sounds right. And she made this. I don't know if she made it or if she had to make it.
Some sort of communication. Yeah, some sort of communication for the quantum realm or something.
Yeah. And then the mom, Hank's wife, is like, "Yo, turn that off." And it's too late. Opens up a portal. They get sucked in, and they're in Quantumania or Quanta Polis or whatever the city's name. And the wife she's like, yeah, I didn't tell you what happened to me while I was in here. And you find out that I want to say we discuss this again in the next episode when you watch it fully again. But Kang is in there, and he has like his iconic comic book suit. It resembles it a lot.
Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it looked just like it to me. Like, you only get like a super quick glimpse of it, but it looked like it. Yeah.
And you see Bill Murray in there. He's going to be in there. Yes. You know it's going to be good when Bill Murray's in the movie. Or he's going to have a good part.
You know, I heard there is somebody who didn't want him as the guest character in Zombieland. They wanted a different celebrity cameo.
Really?
Instead of Bill Murray. I didn't even read who they wanted because I'm like, you're stupid. I didn't even read it. I was like, dude, Bill Murray was perfect. You're out of your mind.
Yeah. But overall, it's like, I can't remember if we discussed this, but Kang is basically saying, yeah, I need you guys to get something back that was stolen from me. And since you're a thief, I need you to get this back.
That's right.
And I think he's holding his daughter for hostage. But it looks like his daughter is going to be, what's her superhero name? Not Spectre.
The daughter?
Yeah, I forget her superhero name.
Oh, man, Stature.
I knew it was something with an S. Yeah. And I don't think we find out who or what Kang is telling Scott to go get. And
there's some theories that he wants him to go get the girl from Loki. The one who is in charge of all the Time Variance Authority. The woman.
Oh, her.
Yeah, because she's reporting to somebody, right? She's supposedly linked with the Timekeepers. You
Oh
know,
yeah, the robots.
yeah, she gets the, the actual
Mm-hmm.
missions and stuff like that. So she she may know him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they may have a relationship or something like that. Uh,
Yeah. Okay.
and she disappears right at the end of Loki.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of people think that that's what he wants to get back is her.
Okay. Yeah. So looks like it's gonna be good. Looks like this is gonna be a very important movie because
Oh
we know
yeah.
we get Kang is in like one of the Avenger movies. What Kang Wars or something like that? What's it called?
Um, what is it?
Is it Kang
Kang
Wars?
Dynasty?
Yeah, something like that. Something like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah, I think
yeah.
it is. Yeah. Kang Dynasty, I think it's called.
So it looks like it's gonna be good. We could talk about it next episode when you watch the trailer again.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit more research on
Yeah.
what those films are called and stuff like that.
So to wrap up this episode, we're gonna talk about Black Adam.
Ooh, that's right. One more topic I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah.
Go ahead, take it away.
Oh, me to start?
What'd you think about it?
You want to give the rating? Or you just
Yeah,
want
give
to
a
just give
rating.
the
Give a rating
rating?
and then tell me what you
The
thought
rating
about
of Black Adam, I'm going to give it a 6.5 or a 7.
it. Ooh. I'm surprised.
Yeah. That kid really annoyed the hell out of me.
The son?
Yes.
Yeah.
He annoyed me a lot. A lot. I'm like,
Okay.
why is this kid in here?
I thought you were gonna give it a higher one, but go ahead, take it
No,
away.
no, he ruined that movie for me, dude.
I'm gonna buckle up.
And then like him on a skateboard everywhere. It's like
Yo,
get the f out of here, dude.
I'm gonna talk about that. Go ahead.
You're so stupid. Like
Uh-huh.
you're just annoying the hell out of me. But the reason what saves it is all the times that he just beats the crap out of all these minions mercilessly just
Mhm.
just wrecks them. I loved. And by the way, we were talking about Quicksilver way earlier in this.
Yeah.
Dude, the Quicksilver scene where he freezes time and starts manipulating things so that when
Yeah.
time starts again, everything goes to hell.
Yeah.
Love that part, dude. He I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but spoiler alert, all right? Give you a second. Okay. So the way he moves is just like the Flash and Superman. Time freezes pretty much, just moves super slow. One guy's got a grenade. He grabs a grenade, puts it in his mouth. There's a freaking propeller coming through off of a
The
plane that he
helicopter.
already wrecked. He
Uh-huh.
just destroyed a helicopter. The aftermath is still going on from this helicopter, right? He angles the helicopter, I believe, to go into one bastion of people. The blade of the helicopter falls off, and he tilts it so that it runs into these other people. So when time starts, this dude he wakes up, he's like, what? Boom! Like, right?
Uh-huh.
And it reminds me of the X-Men movie when Quicksilver
Yeah.
moved all these things into position, and then when it actually turned, it goes back to regular, everything goes to hell. It was just like that. I love that part. That was great. I didn't like the music choices. A lot of the music choices for the fights and stuff were kind of weird. It just didn't seem to fit for me. And I really like Smashing Pumpkins, but for some reason I just wasn't feeling the rest of the music that was in the show. Again though, like all the fights were really cool, and the end fight is great. Usually you see an end fight and you're kind of like, it was okay. The ending, right? The ending of this movie was sick.
Yeah.
One of the better endings in a superhero movie, and again, that's why I elevated it again to like the 6.57. Because if you didn't end it right, it probably would have been lower for me. But yeah, dude, he just rips this dude in half.
Right.
Just like, oh, and then at the end, you see him behind him, like his whole body is ripped in half, and you see Adam just right there in the aftermath, or right behind him, just looking like a badass. So, I enjoyed the movie for the superhero parts. All the parts in between were terrible, in my opinion. Badly acted. Music choices were weird. There's even that part with Clint Eastwood, right? I get what they were going for, but they needed to go a little bit more in depth, right? There's this part where he wakes up, and Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is on the TV, right? And there's this scene where he's like in between two other guys or something, and there's like a gunfight, right? You never even see that, by the way. He just blasts the TV like after you see it for 5 seconds, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then you see him reenact it against the people later, right? But you don't get that from. You have to let him watch it for like 30 seconds
Yeah.
or something, right? And then have him destroy the TV or something, so that you know he got influenced by it. The fact that they didn't do that bothered me a lot.
Yeah.
I was like, I know what you're going for, but you're not telling it right.
Yeah. Poor execution.
Right? But I did like how, again, the superhero part, when he just. That was sick. Right?
Yeah.
But why play the Clint Eastwood music when you're doing that? When you're, I know why you're going for this, but you're not telling how to do it right. So, again, all the superhero parts I really liked. All the rest of the parts, not so much. Your turn.
Right. Well, first off, I'm surprised you gave it a 6.5?
6.57,
Yeah. I have to give the same number, 6.5.
Oh, okay.
Now
I thought you were going higher because you were. I thought you were going to disagree.
So, I don't know if it's a theater I watched it in, but I felt like the audio was off.
Yeah, the music isn't right for that movie.
Yeah.
It's just not.
And
I don't know what you're doing. But again, the parts with Black Adam, the superhero parts, like with the action, is done incredibly well.
Right.
But that's... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so like there's a part in the beginning where they find the crown and they call him, right? They summon him. And there was something about like the audio there or the sound effects where it just didn't capture it like the way I thought it should. And I was like, that was kind of dull. Like it should have been more exciting, but it was dull. And there was other parts in that scene where he first arrives and he's like killing the henchmen or the mercenaries or that what are they called? They're called the
they're called the was it Intelligentsia? Is that it?
No, they're not.
Oh no.
That's She-Hulk. They're called something else, like a 2-word thing. I forget.
Oh man, damn it!
But anyways, there was like parts in there where the sound effects wasn't hitting like it should have. It should have been more louder or more impactful, and I didn't like it. It didn't do it like I thought it should.
I think it's something agency actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something agency, but I don't remember. Or Intergang? Right. Is that it? Intergang?
Something gang. Yeah, I think it is Intergang. Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's Intergang. Okay.
But you're right. That kid on the skateboard was
so annoying.
I hated when he was running away and he was skating during the corridor.
For it's so stupid.
For 2 seconds, then he gets it up, puts it back down. I remember me and my sibling were like, damn, he really had to get on a skateboard for that? Like, that was unnecessary. No, stop it. But he was annoying. I think he acted too immature for his age. He acted too kiddie. He looked 14, 15, acting like a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
He acted worse than the kid in Shazam. Almost, yeah.
Whoa. What's wrong with the kid in Shazam? Hang on.
Nothing.
Okay.
But he acted worse as like a...
I know you're not talking about Freddie Freeman. I thought he was really...
As a fanatic, he acted like... I wasn't sold.
Yeah, me neither.
It felt like that was like the kids, like the actor's first role he ever had. I just didn't like it. The Rock, even though he's like one of the highest paying stars right now, I didn't like how he just had all these one-liners.
Yeah, well, I mean, The Rock isn't the best actor. That's why this role is kind of good for him because
he's funny. I love him in comedy movies. He is funny as shit. Like I think one of his best movies is Central Intelligence with Kevin Hart. Like I love him in that movie. But this one,
actually, I think I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's okay when he was he was okay in the Fast and Furious movies. I didn't like him in Hobbs and Shaw. I didn't like that movie at all, actually. And I didn't like him in Jumanji. But everything else, I think he's pretty good, decent, you know. But this one, he had like a whole bunch of one-liners. I'm not a hero, and I don't submit or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I liked it when he was trying to hit those one-liners, those catchphrases. Tell him the man.
Oh, dude, yeah, that one part where he's like he's about to throw this guy away, but he already threw him when he starts to say his line.
Yeah,
that was really funny. I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah,
I actually like that. So the Justice Society, I don't know too much about them. I know they exist and I read about them, but I don't know everybody's origin story. So Adam Smasher, he was it? Oh yeah, that's the nephew, right, of the original one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so this is like one of like his first movie.
Which is played by I think Henry Winkler, the friggin' the Fonz.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty funny.
so this is like one of his first missions, and then we have what's her name, Hurricane or something like that.
I forget her name, but I actually really
Cyclone.
liked her though.
Yeah, so
Her
she was
effects and stuff, the way she fought, her acting was really good.
yeah. I
I
thought
liked
yeah.
her. She's actually one of the better parts, I think, of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
She was cool.
she was cool.
Doctor Fate was cool, and Hawkman. I was kind of confused because I didn't think Hawkman was like this rich person. Like, and remember I told you. Remember I told you before this movie came out when you said the trailer.
I
I
think
was
there's
like,
different versions of Hawkman too, though. There's like the old versions, and there's also the new 52 versions. And
oh,
I
you
don't
could be
know
right.
which version he is. My guess is he's the new 52 version because I don't
You're
remember him
right.
being rich or anything either, or having this
Yeah,
whole place. I thought he was like a guy who is like reincarnated over
yeah,
generations or
yeah.
something like that.
Because
Him
that's
and
how they
his girlfriend, Hawk
yeah.
Girl.
Because that's how
Um,
they paint him in That's how they painted him in the cartoon, and that's how they painted him in that show Legends of Tomorrow.
yeah,
So, but anyways, I like the actor that played Hawkman, and I thought Hawkman was pretty cool. And remember, I told you when the trailer first, before the movie came out, and we saw the trailer. Remember, I told you like, yo, that whole scene with the mansion and the jet looked so much like the X jet.
it
Looked like
so looked like the
it
Blackbird.
the
Like,
Blackbird, the X mansion.
yeah,
It resembled it so much.
yep, I
Yeah.
totally agree. Which I don't mind. I thought it was cool.
Even the hangar, like the hangar that
Yeah,
was in, it's like,
yeah,
yo, did they use the same mansion, the
yeah.
same basement? Like, but that was cool. The jet was cool, and then the way it was made, the material that it was made out of was supposed to be like indestructible,
hmm
like nothing on this earth could like damage it, whatever, which ended up getting damaged. But
Yeah, I thought it was funny that the weapons actually said Eternium right on them. I was like, are you
yeah,
kidding me? You gotta just label it for people like that?
but yeah, yeah. Then we fast forward the ending, like you said, the fight was pretty cool. Dr. Fate dies. Um, and I knew the vision wasn't going to be how Dr. Fate said it would be.
hmm
I knew it was like, nah, there's got to be something more to it. It's always like that.
Yeah,
Like almost everybody's vision is not how it seems to pan out.
yeah.
And sure enough, it wasn't. Um, I did. It was kind of a twist where you find out that Black Adam wasn't the original champion. It was
Yeah,
actually his son. Yeah, the fight ending battle was cool. Um, again, the villain is forgettable. Um, the design of the villain was cool. Like at the end, I thought they did a really good design of him. But other than that, yeah, that was it. And then, of course, we got to talk about the after credits.
oh yeah, for sure.
Was great. It was
And
great.
here's the thing too, man. That helmet disappeared as soon as he used it for the last part to fool him to do the vision. After
It
that,
goes somewhere else.
yeah, the helmet. I guess it goes to the next user,
Yeah,
supposedly, which I have no idea who that could be.
yeah.
But I
So I
thought that was
remember,
cool
I
too.
remember in most, because I know there's been multiple users,
Okay.
and I believe the most current one, he's a younger, middle-aged guy, not an older guy.
Okay.
But I think the helmet keeps all the users in its like memory bank or something like that.
Oh well, that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's how it goes.
Battle knowledge.
Yeah. So yeah, so the after credits, Henry Cavill's back. We've been hearing it for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah. There was rumors. There was
His
plenty of
appearance.
rumors.
And I guess we got to thank The Rock for pulling that off and
Oh yeah,
settling
sure.
that. So there's and everybody's excited for it. Like, oh, there's
Of
hope.
course. Yeah.
DC has, there might be some hope left.
How do you not want to see Superman fight Black Adam?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. And he's got his little old school little
curl
curl
going
too,
on right
which I
there,
thought
yeah.
was really great. And they even play the old Christopher Reeve music when he shows up, right? Isn't it like dun, 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 right? Didn't they?
I gotta say, I like Adam. What's her name? Waller. what's her name?
Oh, Amanda Waller. Yeah.
Amanda Waller. Yeah, I have to say I like her because she's like she plays both. She's kind of like the middleman villain, almost kind of like I don't know how to explain it, but she's like, yeah, you stay over there, don't come over here, or I will call some help. I can make a phone call, and sure enough, she does it like in a minute. She's like, don't test me,
Mm.
and here comes Superman, boom, and they're like, yeah, we should talk, Black Adam. They were like, oh, okay, what's going on here? So the only thing I'm scared about, well, I'm not scared, but worried about is like, Black Adam is Shazam's nemesis.
Yeah.
But looks like they probably won't connect the two, especially how DC is going right now. We don't know. Oh, but actually,
well, Shazam is coming out in 2023, and I think it's early 2023 too. I don't think it's like late.
But the news is that James Gunn is the head of like all the movies now. Like he's like the Kevin Feige now.
What? They let him do it? Is that true?
Yeah, James Gunn and another person, I forget who it is. And they're splitting like the roles. But James Gunn is like has a contract for 5 years.
Wow, I mean, dude, I'm good with that, dude. James Gunn is very good.
Yeah, it's either 5 years or 5 movies that they said like he has like creative control on the movies now.
Okay.
And but it's only for the DCEU, so it doesn't affect Matt Reeves' Batman. It doesn't affect the Joker, the new Joker that's coming out. I guess they're working on the second one.
Yeah, they're working on a sequel to that.
So it's a different universe. So he's not touching that. He's just touching the DCEU. But yeah, that was just announced like maybe earlier this week that they gave that role to James Gunn. But yeah, Black Adam. So 6.5 for both of us.
Yeah,
not the best. I mean, but it is good.
Yeah,
it's decent.
All the listen. Enjoyable. If you went into this movie, just if you can get through some bad acting to get to the really good like superhero parts,
yeah,
you're good. If you're one of those people that can just kind of like stomach it to get to the good stuff, and there's a lot of good stuff
right.
in this movie, you'll like it. But if you're a person that like you just can't deal with the lulls and you can't deal with bad pacing, just don't bother then.
What did you think? I know we've seen how Black Adam looked for a while, but what did you think of his design?
I thought he looked good.
Mm-hmm. Did you want him to have hair? Because that's how I'm used to seeing him.
No.
Is it because of The Rock is playing it, or because? Okay.
Yeah. He wouldn't look right. I think if you saw The Rock with hair like that, it would just bother you the whole time.
Yeah. The Rock hasn't had hair in years.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was fine with that. I was used to that. I was good with it. That didn't bother me at all.
I liked. Where was it? Was it the second time he got his costume?
He had the cape?
No. Remember when he was in the water and he turned back into Black Adam?
Yeah.
Did he have a different costume?
He pretty much had the same costume, it just had a cape. And it wasn't ravaged anymore. It had all the light on it and stuff. Everything was gone from it. Like all the dirt and everything was gone, because I think the last time he didn't turn back. They sealed him up. So all the battle damage that he had from whatever happened before they sealed him up was still on him. Mm-hmm. So I think when he turned back and then said Shazam and turned into his old, just weak self, when he said it again, he became the superhero part again. And it was just all redone again. Mm-hmm. I think that's what happened. I think that's why he looked so ravaged in the beginning, because whatever happened in that final fight before they sealed him up, he was still like that. He never said Shazam again. He was just prisoned as Black Adam.
Yeah.
Instead of
the guy's you know what I'm thinking? Wait, who am I thinking? No, it was the past, before he blew up the castle or whatever. He had a different costume.
Oh,
it looked different.
Yeah,
I liked how that looked.
Oh, with just the ring on him?
Yeah, it was like more gold.
Yeah, it was just gold, and then it went down. But his rage corrupted the suit. I think that's
Oh
what
yeah,
happened.
that's right. It
Yeah,
built upon him. Yeah.
yeah, I saw that. But then
But anyways, yeah.
when he does Shazam again, though, like at the very end when he comes out of the water and says it,
Mm-hmm.
his suit is like all vibrant and clean again.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he's got a cape.
Yeah.
So.
He did, huh? Yeah.
Hmm.
I like the hooded cape better.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah.
was pretty sick.
But I got all shot up by the helicopters and everything.
Yeah, he looks sick though, like that. I like when he just
Mm-hmm.
electrocuted that dude.
But yeah, that's it for now, huh? And then,
Yeah, that's it. That's a lot. We got a long
yeah, long episode, first episode. I think it was a great way to do it. So
yeah,
um, we will post this up, guys. Thank you for joining with us. Thanks for staying with us for this long. We're not sure if these episodes are always going to be this long, but
probably not. Yeah, we just had a lot to talk about. Honestly, we've been doing pilots for a little bit, and we missed last week because we wanted to do like a really elaborate one for the first one. So yeah, the next ones are probably only going to be like a little over an hour long, if that. So
yeah, so we will post where you can get this podcast at. We're most likely going to be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and whatever you listen to podcasts at. Be sure to follow us. We do this weekly. We're big fans. We nerd out, geek out with us and all that. You won't be bored of us. Because we got a lot of content to talk about if they keep giving it to us.
yeah.
But one thing we did forget, but we can save it to the next one, is Street Fighter, which Mr. Awesome is all about.
Oh yeah, Street Fighter 6.
Take that away.
Yeah, we'll get into more detail on that since this is the first time we'll be talking about it officially. So
yeah. So where you can find us, my name is Ron Deasy. That's spelled RONDEAZY. You just type that in YouTube. You can find my gaming channel. You can find my music channel, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Mr. Awesome. Where they can find you at?
I'm pretty much the same thing for everything as well. Just Mr. Awesomes and then _ neighborhood or a space in neighborhood. Mr. isn't spelled MIS. It's just MR Awesomes space or _ neighborhood, and you'll find me. And that's on I think my Twitter, on my Instagram, YouTube, and most importantly my Twitch. That's my big one. So
question: would you accept people that want to challenge you? Because I know you're heavy on Dragon
100%.
Ball. What's Dragon Ball Fighters?
Yeah.
And supposedly you got a new team. I saw your latest video.
Oh yeah. I'm working on that team. It's still got a lot of work, but
it's not Ginyu. Who is it? Somebody else was using Ginyu.
Yeah,
right?
someone else is using Ginyu. No, I'm using Base Vegeta and Super Broly from the Dragon Ball Super Broly era, and Base Goku as well. Like when he first did the Kaioken and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's my team right now.
Team,
well, I'm trying that team out anyway.
So if you guys want to challenge him,
oh dude,
go ahead.
I welcome it.
You'll probably put it on YouTube, and we'll see how that goes. I gave up. I fought him once. I was like, yeah, never again. This is not my game right
He doesn't practice.
Yeah, I need to practice more. I'll probably
fighting games require work.
No, if we could get Marvel vs. Capcom 2 up, that's my game.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
Mm-hmm.
I have it on the Xbox.
Xbox 360 or regular Xbox?
Xbox 360.
Oh, I have it too.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure the online's still going on that.
Yeah. I can put up a match. I'm not going to say I can beat you, but I'll give you a good match.
Well, who's your team?
I switch off. So I have Guile, Gambit, Juggernaut. Sometimes I use Ken, Blackheart, Juggernaut. Juggernaut's like always in there. Or I use Charlie. Oh, I use Charlie. Yeah, so Charlie, Gambit, Ken, Guile, Venom, and Juggernaut. Those are like my 6 people I always use. Oh,
okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
I'm I'm pretty sure the team that I finished out the game with was, and again, this isn't actually still a very good team for what that game is, but it was Cable, Captain Commando, and
I hate
Iron
people that
Man.
use cable. I hate people that use cable.
Yeah, dude, Cable's really good. He's got a good assist. So does Captain Commando. They both have great assists.
I hate people.
And Iron Man's got an infinite by himself. So
I hate people that use Cyclops. I see people that I was like, yo. And people who use Magneto, I just don't play. I'm like, nope.
You use Magneto's tough.
I already know what you're gonna do already. I'm never gonna play. Yep. But anyways, guys, we will make sure you subscribe. We got more content. This is our first official episode. 2 nerds are better than one. We will see you guys next time.
Later, guys.